Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today let's go over a premium medium database question that I just solved on my own. So I'm really happy about this, and I'm very glad that I was able to come up with my own solution to this question without any assistance. So let me show you how I did it. This question is called Flight Occupancy and Waitlist Analysis number 2783. So basically you have these passengers booking tickets for advance, and you just want to figure out for each flight ID how many booked and waitlisted. Okay, so notice that we're using the flight ID from the flights table for this, not from the passengers table. So that's important to note. And basically we want to see if it's at capacity or not. If it's at capacity, exactly at or less than, then it's a book. Otherwise, it's a waitlist. So let's first define the capacity as a dictionary and map the flight ID to the capacity. So for IF and enumerate flights, flight ID, cap of F is equal to flights capacity of I. And then now we can go through this passengers table and basically get the status of each by appending the passenger IDs to see if we're at capacity or not, whether we book it or waitlist it. So let's create a default dict of type list and go over the passengers table. So the flight ID is still the same. So probably a foreign key to this I didn't read above, but just looking at the examples is enough to solve this question. So I just said B of P dot append passengers passenger ID of I, so the 101, 102, 103, etc. And now we have to compare. Basically, we have a dictionary, like let's say flight ID 1, and then we have 101, and then 102, and then 103 gradually. So we're just going to say if length of dp is less than or equal to capacity of p, because we're still using the same flight ID as the key, then we can go ahead and say, let's just make the status a default dict of type list total of p dot append. So we're going to book, that's one book. Otherwise, we're at capacity, so we're just going to append a wait list, right? So if we print total, we can see, so 2 books, 1 waitlist, 2 books, 0 waitlist, 1 book, 1 waitlist. Perfect. So now we basically just have to go over the flight ID table. So for IF and enumerate flight ID, and if F is not in total, then so if F is not in total, then they're going to be 0, right? So let's call this answer.append F00. Otherwise, then we're going to have to fetch, so answer.append F, still the same, flight ID, right? And then total P dot count of the bookings, and then also the wait lists, right? So total P dot count of waitlists, and then now let's go ahead and sort answer, because it says right here by the flight ID. So there you go, and let's print answer. Cool. So 1 2 1, this doesn't look correct. So the flight ID, if it's not in tote, so this flight ID is inside of tote. So, right, so 1 is inside of tote, so we should get 2 and 1. I'm not sure why we're getting 1 2 1. So dot count booked, dot count waitlist. Oh, total of F, not total of P, sorry, because this is the loop. Okay, cool. So 220, 121, perfect. So now we can just go ahead and get our result. 0. And then results, flight ID is equal to A, booked count, waitlist count, and then return the data frame, right? So let's run this. Runtime error. So if P is inside of D and, right, otherwise it's a key error. Capacity of P so the flight ID, so if P is in D and then if P is in capacity, because, or we can just make this a default dict of type int to make our life easier so we don't have key errors. Okay, cool. Let's submit it. And there you go. Passes all test cases. So again, I'm super happy that I was able to come up with my own solution to this question without any help and solve it completely on my own. Also achieving 100% runtime and memory, which is pretty rare for a solution that completely represents my own work. So I'm pretty proud of that. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.